states with limited recognition. If you will check the location of them, you will find funny relations and funny consequences. First one is that they are located near Russia, and second one, they are located to the countries that are loyal to Russia. Today in this video I want to discuss with you those who are located on the same continent with Russia, and those are Abkhazia, Pridnestrovia, Ossetia, Kosovo, DNR, LNR, and I want to mention one of Latvian cities, Obrene. At first, we have to understand that Soviet Union was destroyed in 1991, and the funny system that is coming out of it, the difference in years when these quasi-states appeared, is interesting. So Pridnestrovia, which is Moldova, also known as Transnistria, appeared around 91. South Ossetia, 92. Abkhazia, 99. Kosovo, 108, 2008. What's wrong with my numbers today? Okay, we will deal with it. We will overcome it. It's not a problem. I hope you understand. Thank you. Donetsk and Luhansk, 2014. These are countries that are partly recognized in United Nations. Well, we know that Russia is in a security department of United Nations, and in most cases this legislation, this approval, this confirmation is coming or from Russia or from countries that were freed, liberated by Russia. This is the rhetoric that Russia likes to use. And I want to explain in this video why it is dangerous to be a friend with Russia, why it is dangerous to have cooperation with Russia, and why it is bringing, and it will bring, to a downfall of those who prefer to rely on Russia. So they use a term, a slogan, which is «Своих не бросаем». If to translate it is, we are not leaving our friends behind. But the things that are happening now in Abkhazia, in Moldova, in Pridnestrovia, are showing the absolutely different. They cut down the electricity for Abkhazia. Now, wintertime. This is collapse of Russia, Russian authority and Russian reputation. They cut it a gas for Pridnestrovia, and they blamed Ukraine for that. So this is how it is, but we will point the steps, the moves, strategy a little bit later. Now I want to tell you how it is happening, how new countries, new states are appearing. So first is the separatism. Usually this is related to tourists, with the Russian tourists that are coming in the country, brought in unlabeled buses, cars and trains just to visit the country, watch, learn, speak, talk, get information. These people later will bring their friends and families. The amount of Russians in the country will grow unnoticeably, because exists a different kind of a system that is observing and following the tourists. I have not seen any Russians have been catched and brought back to Russia like a tourist ones. Not these that are catched on a hot hand, but those who are just regular. And the population of cities of nearby are growing unnoticeably. Later, these people will be used as an argument to be protected, because they come there in the countries and after they watch and after they observe and learn, they start to move and they start to act, and they are provoking a different kind of a conflict with the natives, with the locals. Like, I came here, I will teach you how to live. I know how to live. Of course, if you are the owner of the house, you don't like when somebody is teaching you how to live. Of course you will protect. But in our world, in our modern world, self-protection is considered aggression. This is all about the namings. This is all about the labels. Next. Not only these people, not only these tourist migrants are threatening natives, it started to grow in a bigger system. They started to affect different structures of country, of the city, of administration, bureaucracy, hospitals, schools, shops, transport. They are looking for those who speak their language, and they try to become an allies with them, showing that they have some kind of a mission here, and this mission is sponsored and this mission is supported. So the next one is threatening and treating, as I call it. In Russian it sounds калечить, потом лечить. I little bit broke the wisdom, but anyways, they overload the systems, they report problems, hiding it behind improving the systems. They are bringing up their ideas how systems should work. They fix your system that already are working for people who are living here, but this doesn't work for new ones who arrived. because their main task is to break the system and build their own new one. So they are looking for leaders, for main points, for most important chains in the systems, and they're attacking them, trying to replace people on these positions with their people, trying to show that they know better. But as usually later, it shows that they have just stolen ideas from other people and claim to be theirs. But the person that already was on the position, on the important position, is replaced, and the managers of this person will try to hide the mistake. Because yes, it is so hard to admit that I got bribed, and it's not only with a physical money, but it's also with intellectual property. Yes, at the moment I was thinking that this person is going to show us a new, efficient, effective way how to deal with the system, how to improve our work, our job, how to bring up the economic, how to build up the budget, how to how to manage teams, how to protect, how to build up the securities. And it's hard because they are afraid for their position, because they already on their own example has done it. They found the mistake in the person that was working before, and they fired it to bring up the new person. So they already have learned that the same thing can be done with them. And this is a threat system. I will not speak about bribing and treating, offering interesting contacts, interesting contracts, interesting investment, financial support, and so on. This is simple, we all know how to do that. But the threat system. We know more, we know your secrets, of course. Your people were here in the city, you were observing and learning. You were looking and searching for the gaps in the system. So of course you know, and you want to sell your information now. And these little deals later will cost us much more than we had to pay. Usually it happens with a business, you know. I have seen it many times when an enterprise had a great product, amazing. One of my favorites was a collaboration between our candy fabric, chocolate fabric, and with another company that are making fast food. And they had amazing product, which was pancakes with the chocolate. Chocolate was amazing, pancakes were amazing. And suddenly this product disappeared, and I was confused because the product is amazing and I can imagine all income that it can bring. But as I understood later, the company just decided to have the quick income, investment, if we can say so, if we can call it like that, just to sell the product and in a perspective, in a long perspective, lose the millions. So if they got 1,000 just to take the product out of their offer, of their menu, to lose in the future millions. This is the same thing. Of course, should be some kind of rotation, but people must be brought up, not fired. So this Russian piece, this plague, with these tourists, with this so-called new investment, new investors, new money bags that probably can buy you a ticket on a train or uplift your grocery stores. Later we'll learn all mistakes. Okay, this is the wrong word. Learn all weak places of your economic and build their own empire. This imperialism is not only in a physical military understanding, but in economical and cultural, in diplomatical, in a migration, demographical. This is a Russian piece. They do not want you to progress. They don't want you to feel good, you to be powerful, to be strong. They want themselves show how important they are, how smart they are, and how many good of advices they can give to you to be useful. This is narcissistic. This is abusive. This is a criminal. This is a crime. This is the hidden crime. This is the worst. Because how can you prove if you do not know all participants of this crime, all members of this group? But this happens. Only if you know how to observe, you will notice. So these countries were led by this. It is economical addiction to Russian enterprises, to Russian businessmen, to Russian oligarchs, to Russian money, Russian products and services. The Russian network system. And as we know, they already have nailed it to make those who they made free independent, have to support them and support those new of their victims. So Prидnestrovia now feels that they got addicted. Russia does not want you to be powerful. As I said before, Russia does not want you to be independent. They want you to depend on them and on their money. And when something goes wrong, they will punish you with getting off, splitting you from their needle, from their economical injections. This happened to Abkhazia. This happened to Prидnestrovia. And even if they showed them all their support, still in their flags are hammers and sickles. Still, they are kind of showing the full admiration of their idea fix, of their great schizophrenia. They still left them aside. They still left them behind, even when they're saying that they are not. South Ossetia, Abkhazia, Pridnestrovia, they wanted to have the scenario of Belarus, which is basically the farm for Russia, which is supporting their all ideas, offering their product, offering their land, offering their territories for everything what Russia asks for, offering their soldiers hiddenly, offering their mechanics and tractors and other stuff, their entrance into Europe. Still hammer and sickle in their flag, in a Belarusian flag. Even 30 years has passed since Soviet Union is broken. Hidden symbolism, nothing more. This is like a tattoo when a slave gets to a master. They get tattooed to later find them and kill them if they need. Here we go. And after that, after the separatism, after those tourists, after showing to the natives and locals that the system is not working, that their police officers are not able to protect them and they even are against you, after threats and treats, after economical addiction comes legal power, legitimation, legislation, law, United Nations. For example, I have freed Donetsk Republic. We made those tourists, those migrants made reforms, meetings, made up their flags. And I forgot the word of this big voting for freedom. I forgot it, but I'm pretty sure you can fix me. Those who already are brought on, those who already made the local businessmen leave, locals leave not to be with these neighbors. They are already occupied, peacefully occupied the land, and now they are making. I need to check. Referendum. Thank you. Flew out of my mind. Had to check. So, as I said before, already these migrants, instead of the locals, are making referendums to decide their future for this land that they have occupied. And the countries, the quasi-states that I have already read before, together with my word of security member, of permanent security member of United Nations, are supporting me, and I decide, will they be free or will they not? Only the opinion of society is affecting that. Only if the society is going to quietly accept it, or maybe they will start to bring up the arguments that no, this is not lawfully, and I will have to prove them that it is. How are you going to stand against my authority? So these are the 4 steps how to make country free, occupied, independent from the central power. But in the fact, it is making them only weaker. As a result, Moldova, Chisinau is offering help for Pridnestrovia, but no, Pridnestrovia doesn't want back. They already learned their lesson that Russia has dumped them, and Moldova will. They already made them an enemies. They already made their separated. And Pridnestrovia does not want to accept the help because they know they already are trained, dressed like dogs, that if you will accept help from somebody else, you will be punished more. They already are using some kind of a lexicon that is showing that for Belarus, for Georgia, do you want the same scenario as with Ukraine? You want a referendum? You want to kick out our Russian oligarchs and our Russian spies, and then you want a war? Think twice. I tell you, don't do that mistake. But in effect, they are not able to keep up one more war. Ukraine already weakened them enough. They cannot handle Syria now. Such a shame for them to run out of Syria when Syrian revivalists, soldiers are throwing rocks and stones in their techniques. This is the sign. This friendship is a few months of fine relationships, of mutually beneficial relationships. But in fact, the country that I freed owes me. And this debt, I decide the interest rate for this debt. You will never be able to pay me back for what I did for you and splitted you from Moldova that is using your resources and weakening you. No, Pridnestrovia. I will build new houses in your land. I will build new regions. I will supplement you with gas and oil. My best intellect are going to bring up your economics. You will never be able to pay me back for the things I did, but what it is. When you come in Pridnestrovia and you see these streets, this not a Middle Ages, this is a stuck, this is degradation back in a Soviet Union. These people never have seen how north, how west, how far of evolution, of progress has came there. They think that this life is normal and they are watching on Russia that still lives by the ideology of communism. I take from whole Russia, I take mine, and I split the rest between them all, and this is the problem of territories. Bigger the territories I owe, less these people get. The splitting of income between them all is equally bad, equally low. And this happened with Pridnestrovia, and this happened to Abkhazia. This happened to South Ossetia. With Donetsk and Luhansk, this happened. equally low. Have you seen how people are living in Russia? Not in Moscow, not in Petersburg. 30 kilometers from it. Have you seen equally bad? Equally scary, terrifying, and they want everyone to live like that. These new republics that are splitted, basically, if we can say, from their parents, went to the aggressor, to the Nazis, that got their voice, got their freedom, got their future. And they became slaves of this Russia, because Russia does not care about their future at all. And it's now represented, right? It's represented now. This is how dangerous it is to be friends of Russia, because they will use you as far as you are giving them your debt. As far as you are supporting their strategies and tactics. This is addiction. While they owe these republics, while they owe people of these republics, they are masters for them. They have the monopoly of the truth, of information, of source of information. They control their behavior, they control their progress, they control their economical development. And they do not want them to be independent, because otherwise they will lose another customer who's consuming their gas and their oil. And in case, if these countries do wrong, they will get punished. They actually do not need to do anything to be punished, just because Master has the bad mood. Master is not anymore able to show the authority and power on somebody else. You are weaker, you are target, you are here as the hitting pillow. Russia promised to give to these regions protection. Russia, with this treat behavior, with this imagination, with the drawn fiction pictures of what future is expecting these regions, promised, gave the fake promise that they will live good, their economics will grow, status will grow, happiness level will increase. And they trusted. But now, see, Russia just cut it up, the supply of electricity. Russia just cut it off, gas, oil. Sorry, you are a burden for me. Now, I don't need you. You have your mind. You Moldovians, you Transnistrians have to be more Transnistrians than we are. You have to take care of your future by yourself. But for a small country with not developed economics in our world, without any relations, any support systems, it is impossible. And they made their bet on Russia, and they put the whole trust on Russia. And now they are meeting and going across with this. And I hope that in the future that will be a good lesson for all regions. That if you want to split and trust and be friends with Russia or Russians that are just the quintessence of their foreign affairs, you will understand that Russians are doing the same. Russia is not able to support your existence. And if you are going to have if you're planning any long-term relationships with Russia, you have to expect that. Because Russia is a bad permanent ally. Russia is only a short one-night stand. So Russia blames Ukraine for that. Pridnestrovye, Ukraine, don't you see? It is all because of it. It means that Russia's behavior depends on Ukraine. It means that Russia is not so almighty, that Ukraine regulates the behavior of Russia. Small Ukraine is able to break and cancel the plans of great Russia. So was that Russia so great at the first point? Russia consists from 22 republics. And Russia is using the weapon that they are afraid of the most. This is like in a street fight. If fight is impossible to escape, hit the first. And usually those who are violent, they have not enough of intellect, and they use the weak points of them and programming and seeking in their opponents. The Russians has this expression, which is "Кто обзывается, тот сам так называется." If to translate it is this who use the labels is labeled the same. And I'm pretty sure that Russia is afraid that these 22 republics will get independent. Because this communism ideology does not satisfy them at all. Many of these republics are much richer than the Moscow region, Petersburg's region. They make much more of income for Russia than those who are owning it. And I am waiting when Russia will just fall, will split, when more of a republics will come. They are supporting the independency of Abkhazia, of South Ossetia, Prydnestrovia, Donetsk, Luhansk. Why are they not supporting of independence of Yakutia? Sakhalin? Amur? Why? If they are so great superheroes who want to create diversity and create new small republics, go ahead, do it on your territory. Why are you intervening into other country policies, in other country existence? You have so many territories, but you still don't know how to use them. You still don't know how to build the roads, supply your people with gas, with food, with energy. You have so much stuff to do, but you decide to turn outside than inside. As I said in a previous video, if everyone smells like shit, check your pants. Thank you for attention. That's it. Have a good day.